We are actually working all around the world, and we are seeing many different dynamics in different regions, which actually made us recognize how new regions are entering to the picture. And we are seeing the shift of this new feedstocks, and these new regions enter to the industries which were limited before to only fossil-rich nations. Hi Joey, it's great to be here today.
Hey Bengisu, it's nice to see you again after a nice relaxing holiday and being back to kickstart 2026.
Exactly. I mean, I think we cross our paths quite often at work, but today we will talk about something interesting, the geopolitics and the connection with our business. And as you said, we just started to 2026 and already a lot of events are happening.
Yes, it's really what a ride it already was. Kickstarting is maybe kind of an understatement if you look at what is happening. But okay, we also have to look at the positive sides of it, because whenever there's something happening, it's also an opportunity, of course.
Of course. Let's start seeing some of the events we've been seeing, unpredictable events that we saw over the last years. I will start with COVID, I guess, which was one of the biggest events. We saw, for example, in our fertilizers business, fertilizers failed to reach to sub-Saharan Africa. Supply chains are affected fully. On the other hand, in Europe, we faced how dependent we are to the East. Especially on the polymer-based products, on the sanitary products that we had to import, and we couldn't reach to the gloves or masks. On the other hand, one of the hottest topics since last year and even today is the new border tariffs, which are impacting the final product pricing. And last but not least, I can give as an example the sanctions. We are seeing interruptions of the supply of the natural gas lately, which is one of the main feedstock in our business.
Yeah, and I try to look at it as an opportunity, because when the market is changing, it always allows you to also change your mindset and change the paradigm. So it brings opportunities, but it is clear that we have a lot of limitations. And besides the political and the geopolitical issues, we also face, for example, if you look at the decarbonization and the electrification, we have the limitation of renewables. Then we have the cost of renewables, which are still quite high, and wind farms cannot be built without subsidies anymore. We have the grid limitations, now copper pricing reaching the highest levels ever, creating an issue for transformers, for example, supply. And then, let's say, technically wise, because these topics are a little bit more difficult to solve, because it's not something that you can solve overnight, especially not, for example, the grid limitations to bring power from one place to the other. But for example, other issues like dealing with the intermittency of power, of renewables, of the cheapest sources, like of course solar and wind. I do like the fact that with our innovation spirit, we found really nice solutions to deal with that with partners on, let's say, dealing with the intermittency, energy storage, hydrogen storage, and also the smart design with our digital capabilities to adapt our chemical plants to do that. But at the end, it's about the value proposition in order to make projects run. And my feeling is we need to go a little bit more downstream and try to add as much value as possible.
Exactly. I think, one of the points that we can also touch upon is the acquisitions lately that we've been having.
Yes, well, that definitely is a nice example, because if you look at the closing acquisition of Balestra that was, let's say, announced in December, it's a very good example where finally, if you look at fertilizers, we are able to produce fertilizers from natural gas, from biogas, from electrified sources, and all the way up to the fertilizer product itself. It can be nitrogen-based, phosphor-based, potassium-based, doesn't matter. Mm-hmm. All can be done under one umbrella. And I think that is really a strong feature, that you can use the technology as one of the, let's say, the innovations, but as a weapon to improve the business proposition of the projects.
Yeah, I agree on it. And I think that we are actually working all around the world, and we are seeing many different dynamics in different regions, which actually made us recognize how new regions are entering to the picture. And we are seeing the shift of this new feedstocks, and these new regions enter to the industries which were limited before to only fossil-rich nations. And we see there actually local production is possible, fully local supply chain is possible, and which means kind of an independence.
Yeah, I think it's also, if you look at all the discussion on tariffs, supply chains, and let's say the trade flows in the world, they will change. But this is an opportunity, and it's also, I think, a green opportunity to decarbonize while localizing, decentralizing your production. And this is not easy, because it's of course difficult, because it's always, let's say, it has been the tradition to build plants where the feedstock is the cheapest. But now we need to look at other types of feedstock, like solar and wind, and try to build our plants, or maybe even biomass is a very good alternative to build the plants on different locations, and with a proposition that can also serve domestic needs.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, unfortunately, we are seeing these projects moving a little bit slower than expected due to the fact that I think we cannot really price in the financial model this independence factor, but we are still comparing them with the conventional products. So
yeah, it's this is I think the big challenge, but I think also at Nextchem, I think we are quite well equipped to deal with this. I think you have your background in the project development, so that is one feature that we can bring to the table. And personally, I believe that the technology is really a weapon that we can include to customize it based on the product, based on the feedstock, based on the region, and customize it so that we can improve our value proposition. Because at the end, it's about the IRR of the project, and it needs to be positive.
Yeah, I completely agree on this. I think we managed to have a big differentiation in the industry by having one-stop solutions. We had many acquisitions over the past years on technology, as well as we developed existing technologies, which positioned us in the market to have a really broad solution from any feedstock to downstream. We have electrified steam methane reforming solutions, to gasification, to downstream methanol and ammonia. So we can actually give end-to-end proposition to the market, and we don't optimize piece by piece. We actually optimize and oversee the whole plant, and which is really important for the returns of the project. And as you mentioned, we even invest in the projects to see whole picture, also support the business case. I mean, can we say that we turn complexity into possibility?
Yeah, I think, and also what you mentioned is the co-investment in projects. I think that's really showing commitment, because it's simply not easy today. And we need to look at all the facets of the project in order to bring the right technology, the right project to the right location, with the right people, with the right partners. And that is, I really think, a challenge that personally I like it a lot. And I think we're also quite well equipped to deal with that. And probably this will provide some of the solutions to the geopolitical mess that we have been facing the last, let's say, year or so.
Exactly. I think things will be quite different maybe in the coming years.
Oh, it's a world of opportunities. Thank you very much for the invitation. It's nice to recap a little bit and maybe look a little bit ahead on what we will experience, because the year will be probably quite tough, but also exciting. And maybe it's time to go back up to work.
Exactly. Let's go back and provide our integrated solutions to the industry.
Sounds good.
Thank you.
Thanks.